Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. NBA Monday, we got 6 games on the board. I'm going to go through 4 of them. I'm recording this on Sunday night. Obviously, there's no one in the office working. I'm here by myself, so I'm a bit short-staffed. As far as Sunday's bets, I lost some money in the on the NASCAR race for sure. Denny Hamlin top 10 was the only bet that cashed, so I lost some money there, but I had a great NBA night. My bets went 4-1. Lost a full unit on the Pistons plus the points, but I hit Knicks money line, Knicks plus the points. I hit Sixers money line, Sixers plus the points. So great Sunday. The hot streak continues. Let's keep it rolling into Monday. Yeah, 6 games. I'm going through 4 of them. Let's roll.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
First up, we got Memphis on the road in Brooklyn. Nets are laying 8.5 points at home. The total sitting at 210.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we should see a 5-point Brooklyn win. Final score 108-103 Nets. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with Memphis. Zaire Williams is out. Jaren Jackson Jr. is on the report. He's listed as doubtful. Brandon Clark still out. Desmond Bane still out. Scottie Pippen still out. Derrick Rose, Marcus Smart all still out. Luke Kennard is back, though. He was banged up. Looks like he's back on the floor for Memphis, so that's some good news. On the Brooklyn side, Cam Thomas is still out. Ben Simmons on the report. He's listed as questionable. Betting trends on the Memphis side, 5-3 against the spread in their last 8. 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 on the road. On the Brooklyn side, 3-1 against the spread in their last 4. 3-0-1 against the spread in their last 4 at home. So let's match these two teams up on the court. And I'm sure some of you are wondering how the Brooklyn Nets are laying 8.5 points here. If you look at the overall net efficiency numbers, it's just 29th to 24th. Not a huge gap between these two teams as far as raw data goes. Both these offenses are pretty trash. Memphis defense actually has a slight edge over the Brooklyn Nets in the last 10. Well, here's why. Look at the strength of schedule numbers in the last 10 games. Memphis is 29th in overall efficiency against a trash schedule, 26th in strength of schedule in that span. Brooklyn's 24th in overall efficiency, but they've played the 8th strongest schedule in the NBA in that time. So let's start with the matchup for Memphis offensively, and there's actually a couple positive angles here. I mean, we know the Grizzlies offense hasn't been good, but they should get to the foul line in this one. 10th to 25th in the last 10 games. Turnovers and rebounding, huge edge goes to Brooklyn's defense, though. And if we pull up some shooting zones for the Grizzlies offense, I mean, we can point at the above the break 3. 32% of Memphis shot attempts in the last 10 games have come from this zone. It's the 6th most in the NBA. Brooklyn doesn't have great defensive numbers out there. So I guess that's another slight positive angle for the Grizzlies offense. But overall, we know the Memphis offense is not a reliable unit. And if I'm fading the Nets, what I like to see is a team that runs the fast break. It's given Brooklyn's defense problems all year, and that's just not the Grizzlies. They're just 18th in frequency, 23rd in efficiency and transition all season. So I really like the matchup for the Nets defense. But if I'm about to lay 8.5 points, I better also like the matchup for the offense. And honestly, I don't know if I really do here. Turnovers might be an issue. In the last 10 games, the Grizzlies defense is 2nd in forced turnover rate. Nets may have problems protecting the basketball in this one. Nets also may have problems getting to the foul line. Look at the free throw rate here. And if we pull up shot zones for the Nets offense, we know we got to look at the jump shooting numbers because the Nets live and die by the jump shot. 52% of Brooklyn shot attempts have come from outside 12 feet in the last 10 games. Look at Memphis defensive numbers against jump shooters. 11th, 15th, 16th. I mean, these numbers aren't that bad. The weak spot for Memphis defensively in the last 10 games have been at the basket, but the Nets don't attack the basket. They're just 25th in shot frequency at the rim in the last 10. And the fast break is probably not going to be there for Brooklyn. Nets don't run it out in transition much at all anyway, but the Grizzlies are 3rd in defensive efficiency against the fast break. So even though Nets minus 8.5 is definitely a sharp look here, and that's probably the way I would lean, I just don't like the matchup enough on paper for Brooklyn to lay that many points. So I'd say either Nets or under or pass. This is most likely a pass for me. Next game. Clippers are on the road in Milwaukee to play the Bucks. Bucks are now laying 5 points at home. The total sitting at 228. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we should see an 8-point Milwaukee win. Final score 117-109 Bucks. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with the Clips. Actually, we don't have an updated injury report from the Clippers yet. Russell Westbrook did sit out yesterday against Minnesota, but we'll have to wait and see with them. On the Milwaukee side, Giannis is on the report, and he's listed as questionable. Other than that, Chris Middleton's been ruled out. and they're good to go. Just those two. Betting trends on the Clippers side. Clips just 3-7 against the number in their last 10 overall. They are 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 on the road, though. On the Milwaukee side, 5 in a row. 5-0 against the spread in their last 5, 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 at home. So let's match these two teams up on the court. In the last 10 games, edge definitely goes to Milwaukee all the way. Bucks have been one of the best teams in the NBA recently. In the last 10, they're third in overall net efficiency compared to 18th for the Clips. Bucks are first in overall defensive efficiency in the last 10 games. Elite defense being played on Milwaukee's side. And speaking of the Bucks defense, they've got the huge edge here in this matchup. Big rebounding advantage, 23rd to 1st. Clippers offense has been really reliant on getting to the free throw line. Might not be there in this matchup. The Clips are 3rd in free throw rate in the last 10. Bucks defense is 8th, though. Shot zones for LA's offense. Clips have been good inside the 3-point line. Problem is, that's where the Bucks defense has been elite. Top 10 in efficiency at the rim, against the short mid-range, and against the long mid-range. The weak spot of this Bucks defense has been on the perimeter, defending the 3-point shot. Clippers shooting numbers out there are just average, pretty middle of the pack. So on paper, this Bucks defense should be a really tough matchup for the Clippers offensively. And when we flip things around to the other side, you got to give the edge to the Bucks on offense as well. I mean, turnover edge goes to Milwaukee. Milwaukee may struggle to get to the foul line, but overall, numbers look good for the Bucks offense here. As far as shot zones, Bucks should be able to score at the rim. Clippers defense has some weak numbers down there. 19th in frequency, 24th in efficiency in the last 10. Bucks should also be able to score from outside. Bucks have been taking a ton of threes recently. Clippers defensive efficiency numbers against the 2 3-point shots in the last 10 games, 20th and 21st. So yeah, as you probably guessed from my notes, I'm definitely on the Bucks here. I bet it already. I got it at 4.5. If Giannis ends up getting ruled out, I might get screwed on the number a little bit, but on paper, the Bucks have been way better than the Clippers recently, and if Giannis plays, this is a gift. So I'm on Milwaukee minus 4.5. I'd still play it at 5 next game. Portland on the road in Minnesota. T-Wolves are laying 14 points at home, total sitting at 211.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we should see a 7-point Minnesota win. Final score 110-103 T-Wolves. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with Portland. They're still missing those 3 guards, Brogdon, Henderson, Sharp, all still out for Portland. Jeremy Grant is listed as doubtful, so he probably won't play. They've also got Tybalt on the report. He's listed as questionable. DeAndre Ayton's on the report as well. He's listed as questionable. Blazers just are some mess right now. On the Minnesota side, nobody. None of the main pieces for the T-Wolves are on the injury report. As far as betting this game, I mean, I don't really have a ton of interest in this one. I'd only bet Portland here, and I know after seeing that injury report, that sounds kind of crazy, but I'm not laying 14 points with a Minnesota team who just played a huge game yesterday, lost a defensive, grinded out game, but it's really tough to make a case for the Blazers offense going on the road in Minnesota against one of the best defenses in the NBA and scoring points with missing all those pieces. So I'll say Portland plus 14 or pass, but this is probably just a pass. Next game. Wizards are on the road in Utah to play the Jazz. It looks like the Jazz are only laying 6 now. That must have just dropped because when I started recording this, it was 6.5 and I saw 7s open. I'm seeing 6s and 5.5. So this line just recently dropped. Total sitting at 239.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we should see a 9-point Jazz win. Final score 123-114 Utah. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with the Wizards. Nobody on the injury report for Washington as of right now. On the Utah side, we got 2 main pieces missing here. Lauri Markkanen has been ruled out. Walker Kessler has also been ruled out for the Jazz. Trends on the Washington side, as I'm sure you've heard, 14 losses in a row for the Wizards. They are 4-4 against the spread in the last 8, so they've covered the number a little bit, but they're not winning basketball games. They are 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 on the road, though. On the Utah side, though, ugly looking trends here. 2-7 against the number in their last 9 overall. Just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 at home. And that's concerning because that was basically all the Jazz had left was, oh, this team's good at home, though. 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 here. So let's match these 2 teams up on the court, and we got to point out that we're looking at 2 of the worst teams in the NBA right now, efficiency-wise. In the last 10 games, Washington is 30th overall, 25th offensively, 28th defensively. Utah, 28th, 15th, 30th. Here's the thing, though. The Wizards at least have some kind of an excuse. They're first in strength of schedule in their last 10 games. So yeah, they've got terrible efficiency numbers, but they played the strongest schedule in the NBA analytically in the last 10 games. What is the Utah Jazz excuse? And to take it a step further, I actually found a couple angles I like here for the Wizards offense. What do the Jazz allow a shitload of? Fast break opportunities. They're 30th in defensive frequency against the fast break. What's been the biggest strength for Washington all season? The fast break. The Wizards have low-key one of the best fast breaks in basketball, so that's a nice look for Washington. Also, what else has Utah really been struggling to defend? The three ball. They've been arguably the worst three-point defense in the NBA recently. Washington's above the break three-point numbers are actually looking pretty good. In the last 10 games, they're 9th in frequency, 11th in efficiency from that zone, and that's in the last 10. That's against the number 1 strength of schedule. Now, on the other side of the court, there are definitely positive angles for Utah's offense. They should have the advantage on the offensive glass, 4th to 11th. They should also get plenty of trips to the foul line here, 8th to 20th. I will say, though, 2 big reasons why Utah has such good numbers on the offensive glass: Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler. Neither of those 2 players are playing in this game, and Lauri Markkanen is also one of their best players as far as getting to the free throw line too. So those 2 mismatches here, offensive rebounding rate and free throw rate, these missing pieces are huge for Utah. I don't even know if they'll be there, which is why as a whole, I have no idea what to expect from the Jazz here. The only reason to bet the Jazz would be that they're playing at home, and obviously they've been much better at home this year, but like I said, they haven't even been covering the number at home. So I'm on Washington. I actually bet this one at 7. So I got some CLV as of right now. We'll see. Give me Wizards +7. Didn't have time to get to the last 2 games. Bulls at Kings, Thunder at Lakers. We'll talk about both of them on the live show at 4 p.m. We're going to try to do a college basketball live show at 3 p.m. Eastern time as well. I'll let you know. NBA live show definitely 4 p.m. Eastern time. If you're able to make it, would love to see you in the comments. If you want my top bets for all sports parlays of the day, or you'd like to join our Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. The information is right there on the homepage. NBA Monday, let's get another great week started. We had 7 straight winning days last week, so 7 days in the green. Let's do that again. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.